Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Bowl TV here at the United States Bowling Congress Women's Championships. We are behind lanes 29 and 30 at the Reno Sparks Convention Center, ready to take a look at the 2012 Diamond Team Champions, Some Strike It Hot out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. This group finished second in Diamond last year right here at the RSCC, and third place overall in the scratch portion as well. So talented bunch, some collegiate experience, as well as some experience at some of the bigger female tournaments around the country, Queens, and so forth. So this is Aaron Smith and Matt Cannizzaro bringing you all the action. We'll have 3 games here. So just sit tight, we're about finished with practice. So thanks again for tuning in. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to remind you that flash photography is not permitted during the competition. Please, no flash during bowling. Brunswick, we are ready to begin. Ladies, the pins are set. Your arrows are up. You may begin your team event. Good luck, good bowling. Wonderful time this evening.
All right, the arrows are up and we are ready to begin. Some Strike It Hot out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, made up of Marsha, Kuhnley, Wendy, Shelton, Brandy, Silva, and Shauna, Shannon. On the scoreboard you can see the stars next to their names representing their title in 2012. And they are matched up with the Sierra Strikers out of Sierra Vista, Arizona. That team is made up of Judy Warwick, Linda Myatt, Luz Corrado Thurm, and Beverly Peterson. So these 2 teams got randomly matched up here. Some Strike It Hot competing in the Diamond Division, Sierra Strikers in the brand new Emerald, which was introduced here in 2014 along with the addition of, or change to 4-player teams. The return to an all-scratch format for the first time since 2009, and new divisions as well. We also have some talented teams to the right of our feature pair over on 31 and 2, also out of Arizona. Golden Pin Lanes and Bowling Dynamics out of Tucson, featuring Shauna Lane Strauss and Mandy Edom, a few familiar names. Two for 2 on single pin conversions so far for Some Strike It Hot, a few 10 pins. And Matt Cannizzaro, welcome back to Bowl TV.
Hello, sir. I feel like it's been forever, but it's only been about 5 hours. So here we are, back across town now at the Reno Sparks Convention Center. We spent the afternoon live streaming from the 2014 USBC Open Championships. Little bonus coverage of a record-setting team. Shot 37-20 yesterday in the team event. We caught some of their doubles and singles today, but the rest of the week right now is all about the ladies. Some of the top players coming to town for the upcoming USBC Queens. We're here to feature some of the most notable players at the Women's Championships. This is the first of 4 remaining broadcasts from the RSCC this week. And we'll be back out here tomorrow afternoon We'll have details of that along the way. Right now, 3 games of a team event. Some strike it hot. Not striking it very hot here in frame number 1, but some possible TV light jitters. I know that they expressed some nerves earlier in the evening, just trying to get comfortable here. We know that they can play, as they won the Diamond Team event back in 2012 and nearly repeated in 2013. Led for much of the 2013 event, came up just short, moved into second place, where they settled in, also finished 3rd in scratch team. So regardless of the format over the last few years, they really have excelled here on the championship lanes, and no doubt they have come to bowl here in 2014. Usually, even if you try to ignore the cameras, sometimes you just can't, and you get those butterflies. I know I have 1 live stream game under my belt from in front of the cameras. And, well, I finished the game, didn't fall down, but my live stream TV average is 227.
Oh, you're an animal.
But I did fear that pair for most of the day. Fearful of what Lucas Wiseman was going to say while I was bowling, and it wasn't too bad. And you really don't notice it after a while. And once you get comfortable, I think anytime you come to nationals, whether it's the Open or the Women's Championships, there's those initial butterflies and the nerves. During the march out, the music really gets you going. You see the huge crowd on hand, and it just takes a few minutes to settle in. But now, after a rough first frame, some strike it hot 3 for 3 here in frame 2.
It's back-to-back 10 pins for Shauna Shannon to start. She's been a force to be reckoned with at the Women's Championships for a few years now. Really had her breakthrough year in El Paso in 2010. She rolled a 764 scratch series on her way to a 2128 scratch all events total. That singles set was good for 4th in the scratch portion of the tournament and 3rd overall in the Diamond Handicap. The 2128, 5th in the scratch all events and 2nd overall in Diamond. Her and Silva teamed up in 2011 to briefly the team lead. I don't believe it lasted more than a day.
It was a little different setup back then, as far as coming into Syracuse and mixing and matching teams, and a lot of changeover and everybody getting settled, and that was pre Some Strike It Hot, if I remember correctly.
If I do remember, I think it was when a team doesn't come in with a name, they just get assigned a number. I think it was some random number they were assigned with.
Yeah, I believe the way that it worked out was that there were some teams set up to bowl, and some people had to move squad times, didn't make it to town in time, and they actually threw together a team. They all happened to be there for the Queens and to bowl the Women's Championships, and they all kind of subbed in. So it was a full team of subs, and got to be famous on bowl.com just for a minute. That team, if I remember correctly, included Tina Stickney, now Tina Williams. Aaron says no, shaking his head.
Nay, sir. But some very talented names across that group. As as I'm looking it up, but the team name, the ever popular Team 23-321. In 2012, they got these 4 ladies together along with a sub, and began with the Some Strike It Hot name. And it's been a lot of strikes ever since. They've been a consistent force to be reckoned with. And
I think we were talking about 2 different teams there the whole time.
were we?
I'm pretty sure. So that would explain that confusion. Maybe, maybe not. It's all a blur.
Oh, 2011 was a long time ago, sir.
Well, you know, at my age, things come and go. I almost forgot what I had for dinner.
All right, just enough of the 2 pin to cover the 5 as well for Marsha. Take a look at Wendy Shelton here. Had a very nice collegiate career at West Texas A&M. And has translated to success here at the Women's Championships. Mixes him up for the early double, game number 1. The score these ladies are chasing in the Diamond Division is at 26:51, posted just a few days ago by Luscious Ladies out of Frisco, Texas. Powered by a big middle game, 983. And we nearly had a team challenge that number just on the squad before this at 4 p.m. featuring one of the ladies who will be competing at the USBC Senior Queens in the upcoming days, Christy Witcher. Her group actually had a chance to double in the 10th for the anchor bowler. And along with good count, would have gotten around the 26:51. Left a 9 count on the first shot. We were actually setting up the live stream gear. Had to take a look and see how that ended up. Her team ended up moving into second. We certainly have a lot of good groups coming in the next few days. Bowl TV will be centered right here for the next 3 days, including tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll have the Deandra S. Beatty's very talented team.
Well, Aaron, this typically is the week, and it certainly was back in 2010 when you shipped off to El Paso, and we saw some record scores in the first convention center build, and then in 2011 when you were on sabbatical. We had a lot of excitement, and the Queens Week is what traditionally attracts all of the top players, and while they're here, might as well take advantage of the opportunities at hand. This time around, it is the USBC Women's Championships and the Open Championships if they haven't bowled already. And we're going to see a lot of those players coming through. I say no score is safe at this point. It is the last week of the tournament this time. Usually Queen's Week would come in April. But this time around, just about the very end. The Women's Championships started on April 11th and will conclude on June 30th. So just 6 days from now, we will know who our winners are here at the Women's Championships. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. If you're just tuning in now because you saw the links on Facebook, Twitter, or bowl.com, welcome. This is Matt Canizaro and Aaron Smith, and we're doing it live here behind lanes 29 and 30 at the RSCC. We do appreciate everybody's support, and again, it's Ladies Week here on Bowl TV, so we'll be here every day this week, different times, so no matter what you're doing, whatever time you go to work, you'll have some bowling to watch. If you miss anything, you can go back to the archives and catch the whole broadcast. That's youtube.com/bowltv. Again, some strike it hot from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Won this event back in 2012. Diamond team. Last year, nearly repeated. Finished second, and then third in scratch. No doubt that most or all 4 players will make some noise at the Queens this week, which kicks off Saturday across town at the National Bowling Stadium. Of course, Aaron, these 2 years we have the very unique opportunity to cover both great events in the same host city. It happened for the first time in 2013 after nearly 100 years of tradition at each event. The Open Championships in its 111th year, the WC at 95. And for the first time, the same host city at the same time, a great chance and opportunity for families to travel and bowl together, and for a lot of the ladies to experience both tournaments for the price of a single plane ticket. And of course, that gives us the opportunity to be nearby in case something exciting happens. We had new doubles leaders yesterday. We were just a phone call and a few miles away. We took care of that, got the news up on bowl.com, and now, of course, the incredible opportunity to live stream from both tournaments in the same day. So here we are after an afternoon on the air at the OC, showing off a team event here at the Women's Championships.
Nice shot by Shelton there. Gets him back after the open in the 4th. Now we'll see if Silva can get going here on the left lane. Southpaw had a very nice collegiate career at West Texas A&M, including an All-American honorable mention and a trip to the Intercollegiate Singles Championships as well. She gets her first strike on the left lane. First double here in team event tonight.
Aaron, I've had a chance to watch and get to know some of these players over the years, of course. Going back to 2008, as a matter of fact, when we were in Albuquerque with the Open Championships. And we did a couple of video shoots, some different things on the lanes, leagues, local events with Shauna, Shannon, and of course, her dad is Mark Van Meter, former Team USA member. So a lot of bowling history there in that family, and very supportive. And again, got to spend some time on the lanes and watching their games, and of course with the West Texas A&M connection and our involvement with college bowling as bowlers and now in our roles with USBC. Got to see these folks find some success over the years, not too long ago. As a matter of fact, Wendy, I believe, still in school at West Texas A&M. And Brandy just a few years removed. That just means that I'm pretty old, because I'm more than a decade removed from my own college bowling days. Aaron Smith saving up his eligibility, so when he's old and mature enough to teach those kids a lesson.
Not sure if that'll ever happen, Matt. There's a strike for Beverly Peterson for Sierra Strikers. Haven't talked about them too much. Once again, the Some Strike at Hot Crew did not bring a crossing team. But it's something we really don't see a whole lot at the Women's Championships. A lot of the teams, it's more about the camaraderie, the fun, the girls' weekend, if you will. And they actually have some groups, if they like coming with a few teams, sometimes they actually request not to bowl with their folks from back home so they can meet a few new friends and exchange gifts and get to experience the tournament with a brand new set of ladies.
Well, I think too with these 4-player teams, again, is something that was talked about for a while, and we watched it work at the local and state level. And there's always that one odd player, the 5th person out, and it made it difficult sometimes, as you said, with only bringing one team. There's really not the companion team feel of all the teamwork working together so much at the Open Championship. So you bring your one team, you had your 5th player, who then needed to find somebody off the sub board or another random 5th player to pair up with for doubles and singles, and now going to 4-player teams. It makes that so much easier as far as coming out, pairing off for doubles and singles, somewhere to stay. So very well received here in 2014.
Silva looking at a washout here. Fantastic conversion.
I taught her that. I leave that thing quite often.
A a nice shot from Corrado Therm. She's liking 29, 3 strikes in a row. It's a great shot by Shauna Shannon. She's also had some solid queens finishes as well. Strikes everywhere now. That's a double for Beverly Peterson of these Sierra Strikers. Marsha gets her first strike on the left lane, mixes them up. That seems to be the way here at the Women's Championships this year. Certainly a few ways to get to the pocket on this 41-foot pattern, but carrying, you got to be in the right part, have everything kind of just match up the right way. And we've seen a lot of the light mixers kind of taking care of business out here.
We did have the benefit of building this fantastic 44-lane venue prior to the 2013 event, and the hospitality of the city of Reno allowed us to leave it in place. So we just turned off the lights, stepped out for a few months, came back, and fired things back up for another great run here in 2014. And again, last year, the first time both major tournaments held in the same host city at the same time. And of course, this part of the reason allowing us to have this convention center for 2 years and to have the biggest stage in women's bowling right here in Reno. This building was home to the Open Championships 3 times, 1977, 84, and 1990, before the completion of the National Bowling Stadium in 1995. And then, of course, both events coming here regularly to the biggest little city. Starting in 95, the Women's Championships in 97, and then every 3rd year at the one-of-a-kind NBS.
Tough break for Silva, the 7-9.
I did not teach her that, though.
Didn't you leave one on your final ball at the Open Championships, though, this year?
Yes, I did. That is a fact. Strike 8-1 in the 10th. My last game of singles.
Well, Chris Hester surely appreciates it, so made his job much easier in the 10th.
It would have still left me a little bit short. But yeah, it's never fun to throw a good shot and have that be the result.
Great shot by Shauna there. These ladies, or at least the righties, kind of attacking them a little bit differently. Shauna's probably the furthest left overall so far. Wendy playing a little bit straighter. Marsha kind of right in between them. So we'll see how that kind of blend works out here as the 41-foot kegel fire.
I guess we really haven't talked too much about that here, about lane play and lane breakdown. We've just kind of watched bowling. And this week, for sure, that's going to come a lot more into play. We're going to see some companion teams or some groups of great bowlers. And that is going to become part of the strategy. And to try to battle them. I know it's a little bit less challenging condition than sport compliant, but certainly not a house shot out here. You still have to make great shots, and a whole lot of teamwork can go a long way. And again, as you said, it looks like the light hits really are working here in this venue. Not hard to get to the pocket. It's just a matter of knocking all 10 pins down. Kuhnley, no problem there for the three-bagger, the Albatross. And there's only about 4 people in America who even know what that's about. But it's okay.
Wait, are we talking about the Turkey or the Mercury Grand Marquis I used to drive around?
Yes.
Fantastic.
So we do have 2 teams to our right that you've mentioned already. 8 higher average players working the lanes together, as we discussed, and trying to open those up compared to our featured pair here, 29 and 30, where opposite ends of the spectrum, so to speak, in the divisional situation. Diamond, the top division here at the Women's Championships. Emerald, brand new. Of course, a great chance for some lower average players to come get a taste of what it's all about now with the new format, with the 4-player teams. The new divisions now means 4 divisions in the team event and 6 for doubles, singles, and all events, all the way from 190 and above to 129 and below. So we are back to an all-scratch format, but a better chance of bowling against folks at your own average level. And also, very helpful to have the division names on the scoreboard this year.
Certainly a nice addition. Folks at Steltronics do a great job.
Say it is crystal clear to be able to see which gem is which. Even color appropriate. Certainly makes watching the scores and getting ready to write about a new leader a lot easier on our side of it. And of course, the addition of the yellow stars next to the champions. You see those on lane 29. Some strike it hot. 2012 Diamond Team winner. They will forever have those stars next to their names. Pause here, let the Sierra Strikers finish up the 8th frame. We are moving along here. Just got underway. These ladies are bowling quickly. Big number on top this week. 26.51 is what they're chasing in the Diamond Division. Of course, they've been there before. They've been on the top of the leaderboards the last 2 years. Saw a close call, 1 squad ago. That's all you can ask for, is to step up in the 10th with a shot at it. He came up a little bit short.
If we keep seeing shots like that, then it might be challenged again right here live on Bowl TV. Thanks again, everyone, for taking some time out of your Tuesday evening to come join us here. This is Aaron Smith and Matt Cannizzaro coming to you live from the Reno Sparks Convention Center behind lanes 29 and 30. Some strike it hot.
So this will be our home pretty much for the rest of the week. Great players coming to town, getting ready for the USBC Queens, which will be held at the National Bowling Stadium a few miles away. Here comes Wendy Shelton. She's got herself a double. The lone left-hander. Stepping up, threw a great shot on this lane last time, left the 7-9.
Makes the proper adjustments. Sets up the foundation frame the right way. They got 3 strikes already. Shannon looking to make it 4 for the team and 4 in a row for herself. Perfect 9th frame for some strike it hot. By my calculations, Matt, they can still add another 230 on top of that 704 already. So a 900 in the opener out there right now.
It's going to take an average of 883, I believe, to get there to the top spot. Doesn't matter how you get there.
That's true. Our current leaders used a humongous second game, nearly eclipsing the 1,000 mark. Finishing with 983 on their way to 2651. Once again, that score may sound a little bit low, but this is 4-player teams compared to 5. It's closer to what my team would shoot with 5 players. Actually, I don't think we eclipsed that this year, so way to go, team.
But did you have fun?
We did have fun.
Did you take advantage of all that downtown Reno had to offer?
Yes, that's all I'm going to say.
There you go. A little bit of an intimate squad here, using lanes 13 to 34. But things certainly winding down. We've been at it since April 11th.
With a brief break in April for the Expo and Intercollegiate Team and Singles Championships. The collegiate kids got a chance to experience this one-of-a-kind convention center build. Had a few champions crowned, and talk about an exciting event just to be a part of. You can check out all the archives to that event right here on Bowl TV. Be sure to subscribe to our channel to get notifications about all the latest and greatest coming to you from the USBC. 236 for Marsha in the books. A big 5-bagger in there too. Cruising to the 10th frame. Shelton can also get into the 230s with a double. That is a fast 8th.
Still going to be a good start for these young ladies. A couple of tough breaks in there.
But you certainly don't want to put yourself in a position where you have to almost average 230, 240 a person to make a run. So they are gotta be pretty happy overall with the start. I would think. Then again, they know how to win and we don't. So just enough of the 4-pin to catch the 7-pin, never a doubt.
I don't know if you can see their jerseys from here, Mr. Smith, but those are diamonds all over, signifying their championship back in 2012. And
has the logo from the 2012 tournament on the front of the shirt as well. So pretty cool jersey put together by Boom Apparel. I'm still waiting for you to bring me the suit and tie bowling jersey.
The idea's out there. I know it's tournament season right now, but something for us to work on. I think that'd be fantastic.
Plus, we would always match them. All right, 2:14 in the books for Wendy Shelton.
All right, let's see the left-hander. Gonna need a double here. Sometimes it's tough being the only one out there. She can get lined up. And the light hit, not so fruitful on the left side. Leaves the 10-pin.
Left the washout earlier on that lane and the bucket the last time, so looks like the ball's needs just a little bit more, maybe a little bit more pop on the back end there. Something that maybe starts up just a tad sooner.
She's going to the bench there, pulling out the Diva Pearl. So going from, it looked like just the regular Diva to the Pearl. Maybe give her that extra pop on the back end that you were talking about.
Same result, leaving the mixer 10 for 179. So 877 still out there with 3 strikes from Shauna Shannon. So that would be right on pace for the that 880 number we're looking at. Goes high and leaves the 3-pin. The Sierra Strikers finish up with 536. Once again competing in a different division than our feature team, Some Strike It Hot. Wait for Shauna's fill ball. We got a comment in the chat room from Brad Smith. Holy cow. This is what happens when I don't call. 227 for Shannon. Gets the team to 856. So a solid start. Still have some work to do. Wasting no time getting ready for game 2. Judy Warwick stepping up, 124 in the opener. Marsha starts off game 2 with a strike. Marsha and Shauna are actually sisters. So it gotta be a cool experience as well to not only get the chance to compete together, but to share in some of the great runs these ladies have made here at the Women's Championships, including the title in 2012. Silva's going to stick with the ball change. Comes in light, leaving the 3-5. We got a few folks in the stands beside us here supporting these ladies and a few other teams out here. Starting next year, a great opportunity for those husbands, boyfriends in the stands cheering on their ladies to partake in the brand new USBC Mixed, which will be introduced alongside the Women's Championships at the National Bowling Stadium in 2015. So while the ladies make their way out here to compete at the Women's Championships, find a few guys to tag along as well. Put together a mixed team featuring 2 guys and 2 gals, mixed doubles and singles competition. All based on the same format and structure of the Women's Championships, and a great way to kind of ease into the championship setting for folks who may be a little bit too intimidated. There we go. By the events such as the Open Championships. A little more fun, a little more lighthearted, all while competing at a national level and getting to experience the high ceilings, the march down center aisle, and all the excitement that comes from bowling one of the championship tournaments. So registration is open now, so be sure to get your teams ready as we head a few blocks north to the 78 lane NBS in 2015.
Well, and again, Aaron, as you know, as many know, in 2016, the Women's Championships in the USBC Mix headed to Las Vegas. And the WC hasn't been there since 1983. There's going to be a brand new $30 million facility at South Point Bowling Arena. It'll be a permanent stadium-like facility, and it will welcome the Open and Women's Championships many times over the next couple decades. And the Women's Championships will be the first major USBC event held there. And Vegas, of course, is going to be a popular destination, so you have the opportunity. If you sign up for 2015, then you'll actually be locked in, guaranteed for a certain amount of time. So you get those same dates and times in 2016 for Las Vegas. So very important there to pay attention. And if you're planning on bowling Vegas, if you want to guarantee yourself your day and time, then hopefully we'll see you next year in Reno.
Nice spare conversion by Linda there for the Sierra Strikers. Shelton looking at a washout here. She'll take the 3 for the team with the bounce back in the 3rd.
All right, we're back at it tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. here on the West Coast with Deandra Asbeatty and her talented team. Certainly very capable of giving it a run here. Talked to her today a little bit, saw Paola Gomez, part of her team as well. Very talented player from Colombia. Definitely bound to see some big scores here this week. Tough second frame here for Some Strike It Hot. Pair opens, 1 strike and a spare. They're about 30 pins off pace of where they need to be, so they're gonna need a big run here early in game 2. You certainly don't want to put that pressure on yourself to have a monumental game 3.
Although we've seen it before, and sure we'll see it again. The one I always think of since I was bowling, and then you put me to work, and I was on my leave of absence. Back at the 2011 Open Championships, got to see Jeff Riggles and company bowl the then highest team game in Open Championships history to move into the lead. I ended up holding on to that for a few extra tiles for everyone involved there, adding on to their historic legacy. But yes, much easier when you when it works the other way, like we saw with our record team series just yesterday. Artistic Expressions 1 out of Oklahoma City got out to a strong start, and pretty much everyone in the building knew they were taking the lead about halfway through game 3. It's just a matter of how much. They ended up posting 37-20.
When you guys did the math earlier tonight, and the equivalent of that here would be what, about 29.50 you said for the 4-player team event?
Right around there. So the plus 500 area and change.
Well, it'll take a few more strikes to get to 2,500. 500 over here, sorry. And good shot there by Brandy, but our good old friend, the 7-pin. Aaron, you only get one shot at it here on the big stage. And technically at the women's championships, I guess you get 2 shots at it, but
Well, in team event at least.
you wait around for it all year. Feels like it takes forever. And then when it finally gets here, it happens so fast. And those couple of days, practice sessions, seeing everybody, going out to dinner, team event, it's a whirlwind. And then it's done. And then you start thinking about next year already. It's crazy how it works.
It does move along quickly. We've been at this since the end of February for the Open Championships, and then kicked off the Women's Championships on April 11th. So they certainly have kept us busy this year in Reno, Nevada. We wouldn't have it any other way.
That's right. People come in every day and they ask, are you ready to go home yet? Aren't you tired of this yet? How could you work for 38 hours in a row and not go to sleep? That is what we do. So much better than the cubicle life sometimes. Sometimes you want to just get up, stretch your legs, go watch some bowling. Well, there it is, right outside the office door. You get to see great shots like that from Marsha Kuhnley for the double. First one for the team here in game number 2. She's got 3 out of 4. Let's see if Shelton can finally get on the board here in game 2. A spare and a pair of opens. Pride awards being passed out. Teams that dress alike show their pride, dress for success. Great shot there by Shelton. Looks like the 2 teams to our right, sponsored by Knight Automotive.
That's funny right there.
It's funny. Aaron Smith has like 3 shirts that he wears outside of the workplace. One of them being a blue polo with white on the sleeves.
It is very similar. Shows me they have good taste. All right, things starting to pick up here for some Strike It Hot, having a solid 4th frame. 3 for 3 so far. We'll see if Shauna Shannon can get it going. Last time on this left lane went through the nose. Left the 3-6-7-10. Tripped a 4-pin on lane 30, so we'll see if any adjustment is made. Looks like she might have moved a little further left. Leaves the mixer 7.
So that ball didn't quite make the turn. Looks like a Storm Tour Fusion from here. Seen a lot of those go down the lane at the Open Championships. More often, I think, in doubles and singles. If you have any interest in seeing the lane condition for the USBC Women's Championships, you can go to bowl.com, visit the Women's Championships page. Click on the information tab and you will see this year's lane graphs. You can also find us on social media. That's where we spend most of our time these days. On Facebook, you got the Sport of Bowling USBC, all great bowling news. And then for tournament specific, you can go to the official USBC Open and Women's Championships Facebook page, or to get some of the behind the scenes dirt. And inside the office pictures of Aaron Smith. You you can visit Matt Canizaro or USBC. And remember to find us on Twitter as well, at USBC Matt, and at USBC Aaron. Nice crowd online, nice crowd in the stands, very supportive. Friends and family here at the 2014 USBC Women's Championships. We'll be here all week. 4 more broadcasts, including this one.
Good save there.
Got 2 team events, 2 doubles and singles. You'll get a chance to see a lot of great players. The best in women's bowling right here at the RSCC, and then most of them will head over to the National Bowling Stadium for the USBC Queens and Senior Queens. And the finals of those events, the Senior Queens will be here on Bowl TV on July 3rd at 1 p.m. Eastern. And the Queens final will be live on ESPN 2, July 3rd at 7 p.m. Eastern. So check your local listings, and you can follow along all week here on Bowl TV and Bowl.com, as we'll be live with qualifying and match play. Our associate Lucas Wiseman will be headed this way, so you probably won't hear much from us once we're done here on Friday. But we'll be around. Make sure you find us again on social media. Say hi, stop by.
That's true. Always like getting to meet folks. Especially nice putting faces to the names we see in the chat room. Like a ball change there for Wendy Shelton. Possibly a Storm Marvel S. Runs a little high there, leaves the 3-6. These ladies will return to the lanes tomorrow at noon local time to continue their run. Doubles, singles, and go for all events as well. We had new doubles leaders just yesterday. The team we actually featured here on Bowl TV just 2 days ago. Time of our life, 2 of their members, Lisa Frashoni and Kathleen Wiseman, put up a very big 13.99. Move to the top of the Division 1 doubles standings. Wiseman put up a 7.10. Frashoni 6.89. Frashoni also moved into second in Division 1 all events, behind a 3-time Women's Championships titleist Joey Biondo. Joey looking to make it 4 titles in 4 consecutive tournaments.
Well, certainly it's going to be an exciting week. Probably a nail biter of a week for Joey. 2074. It's kind of a borderline number, I think. I don't know, with some of the talent coming in this week, could easily see a 2100 or 2 being shot. You just never know. Last year it took 2274 to win the Scratch All Events title.
Yes, quite a performance by Rocio Restrepo. She'll actually be our last live stream from the RSCC. That'll be on Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern, so bright and early for us on the West Coast, 8 a.m. squad. But yes, sometimes folks just match up and put on the performance of a lifetime, and although I doubt that's the last we'll hear from Rocio, still just a phenomenal number, second highest all time in women's championships history. She paced the field by a pretty substantial margin too, with that 22.74. Of course, the highest all events score in women's championships history was shot in 2010 by Jody Wessner. I just saw a photo on Facebook Jody posted with her trophies as she gets ready to prepare to head out here, compete at the Open and Women's Championships as well as the Queens. But Jody put up a ridiculous 23.30, which included an 8.16 in doubles, which tied for the highest series in the history of this event. You know you're gonna have a good tournament when your low set is 750. Great shot by Silva there. Team has stayed clean since a few opens early on. Gonna need to see a few doubles though.
So Brandy's got that left lane down pretty well. Gotta get to carry on the right. Touch 200 is not gonna get it done here. Not if they're gonna come away with the shirt with the 2014 logo on it. Good shot there from Shauna, but the flat dime. We saw that ball not quite make the turn last time on the left. And not hitting too hard there this time around.
Seems like she's in a tough spot with that particular ball. Was really flying off the end of the pattern there. Looked like she moved in a little bit. Now it's laboring a little bit at the break point.
Well, we talked about this pattern and this fire oil from Kegel, and it's relatively easy to get to the pocket. It's just a matter of everything cooperating when that happens and putting the right combination together. That's usually what it takes to find success on this stage.
Nice break there for Judy Warwick for the double. Great shot by Marsha there. It's like a roto grip asylum. That's the weapon of choice.
So are you trying not to jinx Wanda Brown 2 pairs over with the front 7 right now? Is that why you haven't mentioned it this whole time?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, well,
So it's all your fault now.
I won't mention it either.
Just 2 pairs to our right, folks. If you're got your mobile device nearby, or you can open up another window. Don't stay away from Bowl TV too long, but you can go to X Bowling. Take a look at lanes 33 and 4. Wanda Brown, part of the Carolina Connection out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Front 7.
Some striking hot, starting to pick up the pace here in game number 2. Still got a little bit of room out there for a big finish. It's a team double. 2 for 2 here in frame number 7.
Make it 3 for 3.
Right, so that right lane has been uncooperative for Brandy, and now she's conquered it. At least for the 7th frame. We'll see if Shauna now can step up, make it 4 for 4.
She lost her Dutch 200 though.
So Shauna's now been striking on the right, but struggling on the left. So the opposite of the left-hander.
That one gets way right. Comes in line to leave the 2 only.
See, that was that same ball, and it might not be the right matchup, at least for this early in the team event. I don't know that there's much else with more pop on the back, but maybe something that's going to pick up a little bit sooner.
She'll have to rely on her teammates here, kind of see what they're thinking. Marsha and Wendy using equipment with a little bit more surface. Playing the lanes a little bit straighter right now. All right, getting ready on 34, Wanda Brown. Great shot by Kuhnley there. Second double of the game. The 6-pin wiggles for Wanda Brown does not fall. See what you did, Matt Cannizzaro? Had a fantastic run nonetheless.
Not my fault. I didn't want the world to miss Wanda Brown's run at perfection here at the Women's Championships.
Her team competing in the Ruby division. They're going to have a nice game here. 6:31 in the opener.
We've had some good scores so far this year. A handful of 300s. Would have been nice to see one almost live on Bowl TV, at least nearby. Sierra strikers partaking in a few Bloody Marys, making me a little jealous right here.
You do enjoy your celery.
Negative calories. It is nature's spoon.
Fantastic cover of the 3.67.10 by Wendy Shelton. Gets the crowd a little fired up here. See if Silva can make it 3 in a row.
Well, this has been her good lane here.
Takes care of business.
So that's what an All-American looks like.
That was an All-American shot right there. It deserves an honorable mention. As we mentioned earlier, Silva, a All-American back in her collegiate days at West Texas A&M. Great shot by Shauna, back on track. Sticking with that same bowling ball.
Looks like it finally made the right motion. Figured maybe she moved a little bit left or slowed it down. Or both. Whatever it was, it worked. So a nice 8th frame before some strike it hot. Again, they'll need to average 883 and a little bit off pace after one game.
Still have two very big games out there possible. Silva still has a chance at 250. Kuhnley can still get into the 240s with a few more strikes here in the 9th and 10th. Other ladies certainly can get to the 200 to 2-team mark, so. We have a question in the chat room. What's up with the stars at Diamond and Emerald? Well, they are actually represent different things. The stars represent tournament champions. These four ladies were a member of the 2012 Diamond Team Champion, as shown by their shirts. Probably a little tough to see on the live stream, but pretty cool up close. They have the 2012 Women's Championships logo on the front and diamonds all around the shirts. Very nice. And then the Diamond and Emerald are actually the divisions these ladies are competing in. Diamond, the top division, average based at least, here at the Women's Championships for teams with combined averages of 725 and above, and Emerald, the brand new division here in 2014. As we go from 3 to 4 divisions in the team event, and in double singles all events go from 3 to 6. So giving bowlers of all skill level a chance to not only take home some prize money, but if you have a good day, maybe even take home a national title.
I imagine nothing like walking into the venue and seeing your name hanging above the lanes on one of our championship banners. I know a lot of the players have emailed us wondering what happens to the banners when they come down. How can they get them? And one day soon, they'll be hanging in somebody's living room as we wrap things up here at the Women's Championships on June 30th. So just 6 days away, and we're done. And this venue that you see will be an empty room once again in about 2 weeks. Takes about 60 days to put it all together and 10 to 14 days to take it all out. The world's largest mobile scoreboard of its kind. 44 lanes. Enough lumber and materials to build 5 3-bedroom homes, which hopefully we can again find a way to donate to a local charity so that the legacy of the Women's Championships can live on here in Reno.
Great shot by Silva to make it 4 in a row. Getting lined up on both lanes here. Big double there by Shauna Shannon.
All right, here we are, the 10th frame, game 2 coming to a close. Not the finish Marsha was hoping for, the 4.67. Wendy Shelton not looking too healthy over on the side. Doesn't look like she feels too well. Sometimes the environment gets to you. Still have one game left. Some strike it hot. 2:03 finish for Kuhnley. Wendy's gonna shake it off, step up, finish out game number 2. Speaking of perseverance, Mr. Smith, we got to meet a young man today who had a heart attack not too long ago. He actually had one back in 2010, just a couple weeks before he was scheduled to bowl at the Open Championships, and actually made it. This time was a little more serious, and they said, no, you cannot go with your group. But he made sure to recover as quickly as possible, got on the subboard, came to town just a few months after, so he can keep his consecutive streak alive at 35 years. That is some dedication. We'll have the details on that on our Facebook page. It's the official Open and Women's Championships page on Facebook. Always nice to hear those heartwarming stories.
Nice 176 game there from Judy Warwick. Bouncing back after 124 in the opener for the Sierra Strikers. Shelton takes care of the single pin.
2 pairs over. Wanda Brown was trying to finish up a 270 game, and every time we look up, she's leaving a 6-pin. But very solid effort here for her and her team.
It's going to be a big game for the Ruby division. Approaching the par number 8. They'll be in the 760s, so keeping an eye on them. They'll need one more big game just like this to perhaps shake up the standings in the Ruby division.
Lane monitor checking on Wendy Shelton. She's gonna sit down, take a breather here as the rest of the team wraps up game number 2. Brandy Silva looking for 5 in a row, and she gets it. So I know she was particularly nervous about performing in front of the Bowl TV cameras tonight, and seems perhaps those feelings have gone away as 5 great shots there. Leading her team here in game number 2. Struggled in the opener.
Taking care of business here in game 2. Looking very comfortable out there. That ball change seemed to be the right one. Going to something with a little more pop on the back end, and the results showed one more strike for 250.
She's been throwing that Brunswick deviate equipment, really seems to like it, likes the roll, and is starting to figure out how they complement each other. Again, when the Diva was just laying off a little bit on the back, she was able to go to that Diva Pearl, and well, it's on there, 250. The scores don't lie. Now, back in 2011, we mentioned team number 23321. When they did take the lead, ended up 15th that year. Brandy got off to a little bit of a slow start. Actually, the first time I saw her bowl in person, and it started with 135. Followed that up with 279, 229. So certainly got there the hard way. But went on to shoot 2,000 for all events. And always a fun story to tell, but a little bit of a slow starter. Now things are picking up. Another great shot out of Shauna Shannon for 3 in a row. So they're back over that 800 number. It is definitely going to take a sizable finish.
I believe they can add 20 more on top here.
That ball speed just right. That ball making the move on the back.
Excuse me, they could add another 30, so 841 still out there to complement that 856, so right around plus 100. Still need a big game in the finale. Looks like 944 with a strike. Fantastic finish for 213. $9.54 says Matt Canizaro's phone calculator.
That's right. 954, we've seen it. That is a whole lot though. 2651, the number on top. 2632 is second. Now, just got to get everybody on the same page here. And at least give it a run for the 2012 Diamond Team champions. Last year's Diamond runner-up. Of course, a great opportunity for us to showcase women's bowling here at the Reno Sparks Convention Center. The 2014 USBC Women's Championships in its final week. Kuhnley starts things off with a 4-pin. Again, 954 is what it's going to take to get to that top spot, even after games of 856 and 841. There's a question in the chat room about using a ball that has a team logo on it. For example, a New York Mets Brunswick Visiball. I say absolutely, but just because it says Mets on it. But really, any ball that's on the USBC approved list, you can find that on bowl.com under the equipment specifications page. But any ball that appears on that list can be used at the USBC Women's Championships. There's hundreds and hundreds of balls on that list going back many, many years.
I was going to make a comment about you being a Mets fan, Matt, but as a Cubs fan, I have no room to talk whatsoever, so I'm just going to leave it at that. Yep.
Seems to be getting serious in here, Mr. Smith. We got the security guy coming out, the clipboard and the bag of ice. They're gonna check out Wendy after this shot. She'll shoot the 3-6-10 at the Open Championships. It's called the Zeke bait. Aaron, we hate to see a bowler come all this way. You get one shot at it every year, and I've heard some horror stories about food poisoning and different things, and coming all this way, waiting so long to get a chance to see your teammates and bowl with your team. And and then did not feel well on game day. It's unfortunate. But they still have a long week ahead of them. They'll be here tomorrow for doubles and singles. And they're actually bowling at the Open Championships the next couple of days also. And then, of course, the USBC Queens. We do appreciate everybody stopping by on this Tuesday night. Women's bowling on TV, so to speak. Long day of live coverage here in Reno. We'll be back on the air tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. here in Reno. If you missed any of today's broadcast or today's earlier broadcast, you can find all archives at youtube.com/BowlTV. If you also are a Cubs fan and can't take watching another inning, go to YouTube and pull up some of our great live stream moments from this year, as it will soon be over. So some striking hot, working on a team 3-bagger. Wendy trying to make it 4 in a row. Goes high, leaves the 6-10. A little different looking across the scoreboard here at the Women's Championships, and scores, of course, a little bit lower, not only because there's 4-player teams, but 4 divisions out here: Diamond, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Little something for everybody. All skill levels welcome. Question in the chat room about Wendy's just not feeling too well. Maybe getting a little overheated out there. So she got a bag of ice from the security guy, and she's taking it easy off to the side there. Just trying to get cooled down and calm down, and she's gonna fight through it here for game number 3.
Once again, these ladies need to get to 9:54 in the finale for a share of the lead. 8:56, 8:41 to kick off the 2014 event. Shauna Shannon lead the way at 4:40. Marsha Kuhnley, her sister, 1 pin behind, 4:39. Brandy Silva, 4:29. And Wendy is at 3:89, so pretty consistent team effort overall here.
Don't forget some airtime for the Sierra Strikers. If you're from Sierra Vista, Arizona, and you know these young ladies, or can get the word out, tell their friends and family members. Check it out on Bowl TV. And you can see some great shots like that. Shauna Shannon.
It almost looks like she's moved back right. Kind of letting the ball just bounce off the end of the pattern there, and it's been working. Finished off the last game strong and continues on here.
Just got word. Thank you for the heads up. Deandra Asbeatty at the Open Championships right now, the front 9 on lane 30. We're going to watch along on X Bowling. Just this week, we had our 9th 300 game by a woman in Open Championships history. The last time was 2012. Summer Jasmine added her name to the list this week. Now Deandra looking to join her. If anybody was questioning whether or not she was sharp after having a daughter in February, she's out here, of course, for all 3 events as well, and clearly having a nice time of it on the sports certified 43-foot condition over at the OC. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep you posted.
There's a nice shot from Wendy. Hopefully feeling a little bit better now. D'Angelo will be back, or will be featured tomorrow on our live stream right here at the Women's Championships as she competes in the team event. We mentioned that a few times already.
So based on the timing right now, that should be game number 2 over there. We'll check X Bowling's mobile app to see where game number 1 was. It's just a warm-up for the Women's Championships, no doubt. And that team includes Paola Gomez, Rachel Giddings, Kim Eulis, and Christina Fram. One of those players won't be making the trip over here, or at least on that same team.
All right, 3 out of 4 strikes for some striking hot in the 3rd frame. Shauna Shannon leaving the fast 8. A shot that looked a little.
That might only be game
inside
1
target
over there at the Open Championships. Nothing listed on the X Bowling app. Checking in with Jessica, who's over there covering things for us.
Judy Warwick taking care of business there. Crumbling them all. Great shot by Marsha. Matt, I don't know which is more exciting, watching the game from our lane viewer back in the office or on X Bowling right now, waiting for Deandra to get up in the 10th. Front 9 strikes.
Well, Jessica says that is game 2. Game 1 they had 10:59 as a team. And one of our favorite IT guys over at the stadium, also tuning in to tonight's broadcast, Mark Harrington. How are you this evening? If you're in the NBS and you think things are running smoothly over there, Mark Harrington partially responsible, so thank him for all his hard work in getting the venue up and running. And for tuning in tonight. Nearly 200 folks watching some of the best women bowlers in the Southwest. Some striking hot from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Here it looks like Deandra started with 223 tonight at the Open Championships.
Not too shabby for the former Team USA member. Great shot by Silva for the double. These ladies will need a big finish in the finale. 9:54 for a share of the lead. Again, we want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. This is Aaron Smith and Matt Cannizzaro behind the lanes 29 and 30 at the Reno Sparks Convention Center. This is the 2014 United States Bowling Congress Women's Championships. We are more than happy to bring you great shots like that. One day we'll figure out how to throw it that well. Probably not.
I don't think we will. I think our time has passed, Mr. Smith. We missed the boat. We missed the junior gold. We missed all the good things that are making these bowlers so great. That's why we're sitting back here with the headsets and the ties on, talking about the great bowlers, both in person and on xbowling.com. So just stick with what we're good at. And some would even argue that we're good at this, but but here we are.
Four in a row for Kuhnley after games of 236 and 203. Game to look very comfortable out there here on this 41-foot lane condition, featuring the Kegel Fire Oil put down by the Kegel Flex, the brand new machine from Kegel.
Kegel, of course, the official lane maintenance provider for all major USBC tournaments. And their two new oils came out in 2013, the Fire and Ice. And Ice designed to hold up longer, transition less. And the Fire similar, but known to hook a little bit more. So both being showcased here at our major tournaments in Reno.
All right, and while Brandy Silva gets ready for her fifth frame, Deandra Aspady got the first one according to Expo. So front 10 over at the Open. And 3 in a row for Silva here at the WC. Technology sure has come a long way in the past few years. Here we are live streaming at the Reno Sparks Convention Center, keeping tabs on scores at the National Bowling Stadium, all at the same time.
So I wonder how this news really would have gotten out about 30 years ago.
Slowly.
Jessica would have had to call us on the payphone.
Deandra's run stops at 10, leaves the 4-7 on her 11th shot. 288, still a good score.
Yeah, 288, not bad. 223 start. Got to feel good about that, just getting into town today. Long week ahead.
All right, got a few questions in the chat room. First up, is this a handicap match between the teams? It is not. This is an all-scratch format, but they are competing in different divisions. That's what the Diamond and Emerald stand for. So even though these ladies are competing on the same pair of lanes here at the Women's Championships. They're actually not competing against each other, but the other teams in their division. The Diamond is the top average-based division in the event for teams of 725 and above. Emerald, the new addition this year, fits in between Ruby and Sapphire, giving ladies of all skill levels a chance to compete and take home some prize money. There's a question about it being blurry as well. All I can say is if you have the bandwidth and capabilities to do so, on the bottom right hand of the video, click on the settings gear, and if you select 720, that will bring today's coverage in high definition. Five in a row for Marsha.
All right, again, it's going to take 9:56, I believe, is what we figured out. 9:54 to get to that top spot. That's 154 over. That is a sizable number.
We see some strikes up there. We got to keep them going.
238 and change per person. Wendy looks like she's feeling a little bit better. Asking that one to wheel, and it does. So now she's got a double.
These ladies have been there before. That's why they have the stars next to their name. Silva makes another one there. It's shaping up to be a great finish here live on Bowl TV.
Here's Shauna Shannon looking to make it 4 in a row.
Another 4-pin.
So at first, that ball didn't want to make the turn. Now, a little too much pop on the back. Of course, the Kegel Fire Oil, the invisible defender here. And with every shot that goes down the lane, it moves around a little bit. Part of the guessing game of this sport. Just trying to stay ahead of those changes and make the right guesses.
Great shot there by Beverly Peterson. Seeing a few strikes from the Sierra Strikers, living up to the name here. In game 3, having a little fun out there. Which is what it's all about at the Women's Championships. The camaraderie really a big factor when you're out here every day. Always fun to watch the march outs as well. 10-pin trips out for Marsha. To see the ladies dance into their team event is always a pretty fun experience. A little different than what you tend to see at the Open. Ladies usually having a little bit more fun than the guys. But that's what makes this particular event so special and neat. row for Wendy. Fantastic shot there. Bouncing back after a few early opens. Silva keeps it going. We are in for a doozy here, Matt. For 4 in the 7th.
All right, question in the chat room: Will any of the Open be broadcast? Well, we've had about 30 broadcasts this year from Reno. The majority, I would say probably 2/3, from the Open Championships. We had some bonus coverage from the OC today. Had a team record yesterday. And we showed 2 of their team members bowling doubles and singles, trying to get them a head start towards team all events. But we have no more scheduled from the Open Championships. We'll be here at the WC all week long. 3 more broadcasts after this, 1 more team event, and 2 doubles and singles sessions, followed by all of the qualifying and match play at the USBC Queens. So check bowl.com for that schedule. Just go to the main page and scroll down to the bottom right side of your screen to see what's coming up here. But a lot of great women's bowling on Bowl TV the rest of the way. And Aaron is doing the math. We are in the 8th frame in just a minute. 10:50 still out there. And they need 9:54 to get to the top spot. They've been there before. A win and a runner-up finish in the last 2 years. And you can't ask for anything more than a chance, especially coming down to the final frames. Seven out of the last 8, 10 of the last 12 for Some Strike It Hot. Saw earlier, a team on the low end made a run, came within 1 strike in the 10th frame of getting the top spot. 26:51 is the number. 26:32 second. So still a lot of real estate here, just the 8th frame getting underway, but a big number possible. Kuhnley is now up on lane 30. That is 7 in a row for her. I believe it was a 4-pin that started this game. And now perfect the rest of the way. And if you're out there in TV land and missed any of our broadcasts this year, again, I know somebody asking about the Open Championships. You can find all of those archived broadcasts on our YouTube channel. Each event has its own playlist, so it makes it real easy. Just go on there and click on the Open Championships playlist. It'll give you everything we've done, plus some other great videos. We'll have a couple more this week after a couple of record scores. And we're looking at a big score here at the Reno Sparks Convention Center.
Trips the 8-pin late.
Wendy Shelton delivers. She clearly is feeling better now.
Persevering through it.
Absolutely, the magic ice cubes from wherever they came from.
Right, Silva wasting no time. Up there quickly. Needs that ball to push. Leaves the 6-pin.
Say by this point, there's not a whole lot to think about. Just get up there and make your shots, but she does have a tendency to rush sometimes. And well, the left side not going to transition too much, but little moves necessary along the way. She goes a little bit higher, leaves the 6-pin, picks it up, no problem. So their team run comes to an end at 6 in a row. Still solid effort for the left-hander. See if Shauna Shannon can get back to her striking ways here.
He's left a few 4 pins and 4 sevens this game. See the adjustment here on the right lane. That ball comes back from a long ways. Big double there. Stepping up in the 9th. Still a chance, 10-29 max.
Kuhnley wasting no time, already up, striking away. She is in a zone. No sense in waiting, just get up there and fire away. That's 8 in a row for her.
All right, folks, got 180 people watching right now. Put it on Facebook, put it on Twitter. We got an exciting 9th and 10th frame ahead of us. Some strike it hot with a chance to take the Diamond team lead once again for the 3rd consecutive year. They won it back in 2012, having a humongous Game 3. Can they cap it off? We're going to find out soon.
They survived all the format changes, the handicap, the scratch. They won it. So it looks like everybody finally on the same page here. But that's what teamwork is all about. A couple of struggles early. But now everybody's striking. Left-hander, Brandy Silva, left the 6-pin on lane 30. Goes high again. Time to make a little move. She's done with lane 29. So we'll see if she can make that small adjustment on lane 30 for a strong finish.
All right, takes care of the spare.
So still a decent number out there, but gonna need a big finish in the 10th.
They can't ask for much more than this. 2 solid first games needed. Needed the big effort in Game 3. They have found a way. A lot of strikes up on the scoreboard. Here is Shauna Shannon looking for 3 in a row. No doubt about it. Another great frame for Some Strike It Hot. These ladies out of New Mexico can step up in the 10th. The chance to move into the lead. They still have a 10-17 max. Need 954 for a share.
What's happening, Mr. Smith?
I have no idea. Things get a little bit crazy after 2 live streams in 2 different venues. Could not ask for much more. This is something else. Luscious ladies out of Frisco, Texas put up a 26.51 just a few days ago. Knew it was going to be a tough week to get through. Nearly had their score taken down in the 4 o'clock squad. Here we are, 10th frame. Thank you everyone for tuning in. The Sierra strikers already in the 10th frame. Judy Wark has one shot left in her team event here. Beverly Peterson looking at a washout, trying to convert that. Fantastic cover. Great shot, Beverly.
All right, here comes Mr. Smith, the big 10th frame. Kuhnley setting the pace. The leadoff bowler doing what a leadoff bowler should do, creating some excitement. She's working on 8 consecutive strikes.
Should be making Emil Williams Jr. very proud right now.
Wasting no time. Gets number 9. So you asked for a big finish. You're getting it.
She's already into the 270s. Still has 290 out there.
Just 2 holes this game for this team, and that was back when Wendy Shelton wasn't feeling so well. Battled through it and has delivered 5 consecutive strikes for her team. Kuhnley now stepping up, looking for 10 in a row. Really setting the pace here for the 10th frame. The crowd is on its feet.
Make it 10. One shot away from an honor score. And as you said, doing what the leadoff bowler needs to do, setting the pace.
Already their highest game of the day now.
Solid nickel for 289.
Say, I don't think there's any question or doubt now why this team made the live stream schedule. Again, the 2012 Diamond Team champion, runner-up last year, as well as a 3rd place finish in Scratch Team. And they've done it with 5 players. They've done it in the handicap division, and they've shown that they can hang in the Scratch division. And now, a great 10th frame away from regaining that top spot here in 2014.
With the 289, Marsha finishes up at 728. 10-16 still out there, 954 for a share of the lead.
Terrific shot there by Shelton, rings the 10. You can tell she liked that one. She was 2 lanes away, hoping. Aaron doing the quick math. Not a lot of room out there, unfortunately. A big 10th frame spare for Shelton. It's going left. She gets it. It holds on.
All right. 10 pin in the spare takes their max to 995.
All right, so the anchor bowler possibly getting a chance to do what the anchor's supposed to do.
Right now, she looks unfazed. Just watching her teammate, looks like she's ready to go already.
Well,
she's going to have to wait for Brandy Silva.
They've been there before. They've thrown the big shots at various levels of the game. Their dad, Mark Van Meter, accomplished senior player now, former Team USA member, has taught them well over the years.
How about that performance from Wendy Shelton after fighting some issues early on, persevering there and putting on a gritty performance. Great bowling, Wendy. Fighting through for her teammates. Here's Silva.
The left-hander, she went high on this lane last time, left the 6-pin. Looks like she might have made a move. Leaves the 5, 6, 10. Said via secret code. Didn't feel like the last two came off her hand quite right. Gives it a run. Leaves the 5-pin. 223.
All right, folks. Shauna Shannon can add 60 pins. Working on any kind of double. That would get them to 970. That would be enough. Needs this one right here.
So that one wide right. Is it going to make it back? And it does. Doing what she does. $26.51 is the number. Luscious ladies. Took the lead just a couple days ago.
All right, from, let's see, she can still add another 30 on top of this.
Gets that one a little bit in, and it holds for the strike. They know it.
That is enough. Holy cow, what a performance. An unbelievable final game from some Strike It Hot to move back into the Diamond team lead for the 3rd consecutive year. Shauna Shannon getting up there, performing in the 10th. That's why she's down there. All three, 247. 970 for 26.77.
I say that
Take
makes
it by 16.
That makes the story a little bit easier for you. Yeah. 3rd consecutive year. Big clutch finish. Wendy Shelton perseveres. The story writes itself, Mr. Smith.
All right, we'll go to the scoreboard cam. A quick rundown. Marsha Kuhnley leading the way, 728. Shauna Shannon, 687. Brandy Silva, 652. Wendy Shelton, 600. Of course, that's by my math. Up to 26.67, needed 954 in the finale, 970. Unbelievable performance. The Sierra Strikers putting up 1732. They had some fun along the way. Matt Cannizzaro, sir, please take it away.
Well, folks, you saw it here live on Bowl TV. Some Strike It Hot back on top at the Women's Championships. 3rd consecutive year, a big week here. And a lot of great teams coming through, but you can't win if you don't leave in the lead, and they've done it. And that is going to do it for tonight's broadcast from the Reno Sparks Convention Center, the 2014 USBC Women's Championships. We're going to go talk to our new leaders, and we'll be back here tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. on the East Coast with another great team, DeAndre Beatty, former Team USA member, 2012 Queens champion. So a lot more excitement coming up this week right now. It's all about some Strike It Hot. For Aaron Smith, this is Matt Cannizzaro live at the 2014 USBC Women's Championships. That is the news for now. We'll see you on the lanes.